speak, I listen. And when you want to see more testing on something as cool, new, and exciting as the POF-USA revolution, you can bet that I'm going to listen. So I'm going to try to answer some of the questions that I've been hearing, that I've been receiving through messages and texts and emails and phone calls and that sort of thing. I'm sure I'm going to miss something. We'll do this again. Eventually, the state of Maine is going to hear about global warming, and it's going to warm up like the rest of the country. So what we have is an AR-15 size platform that shoots 308. And I know some of you are shaking your head saying, well, there's always been a 308 AR-15. They call it the AR-10. Correct. But it's a lot larger than the standard AR-15 platform. The folks at Patriot Ordnance Factory, when they decided to look into the 308, they wanted to know, why are they so large? Why is the bolt so massive? Why are the receivers so large? Does it need to be that way? Or is that just what we had for technology and machining and metallurgy skills back in the day? And that was their conclusion. So some of the questions that you've been asking are, how can this 308 round with the extra strength that it has not be problematic with the little 223 parts? The folks at POF-USA are not using 223 parts. A lot of them have the same OD, the outside dimension, as the 223 parts, but they're absolutely not just 223 mil-spec parts hogged out to accommodate 308. It's not even anything close to that. It was purpose-built as a 308, and they've determined it can be done safely in the 223 size platform. So why is that beneficial to people like you and I? Well, to someone like me, it's lightweight, it's small. There are a lot of parts that are made for the AR, not so much for the AR-10, that are compatible with this. I like the lightweight, especially since learning that all of that additional weight isn't really necessary. This particular gun, which has a 5-position piston system, this is a piston gun, not a direct gas impingement gun, it still only comes in at 7 pounds 3 ounces. That's crazy light for a 308 black rifle. As you might have seen in one of the previous videos that we did, the bolt carrier, the charging handle, same exact size in the 223 as the OD on these 308s. And when you look at that, a lot of it really starts to come home as to maybe we don't need all of that extra mass. Maybe we don't need all of that extra weight that we've been accepting in the 308 black rifle platform in the past. Now, Patriot Ordnance Factory has been around for a long time making a nice quality firearm. The 416, the 415, the P308, some really, really nice guns. And they've got a long track record of making some really good quality stuff. Some of the features you can find in the Revolution, as well as the other POF rifles that they make, you have the E-square chamber technology. Works fantastic. It allows the gases that are not utilized for anything else to actually support and assist and aid in the ejection and the recoiling of the gun. It works fantastic. You have the ambidextrous controls. You have the safety selector, you have the bolt release, and you have the mag release, all accessible on both sides of the firearm. You have the NP3 internal coating and their gas piston system. This is the first system, the POF-USA system, that ever came with the directions cleaning and maintenance optional. One of the problems with the black rifle in general years past used to be that it was very dirty. It craps where it eats. It dumps gas in a direct gas impingement gun, the same exact area that it feeds from. With their piston system and their MP3 coating, we've put all kinds of rounds through these things without any maintenance, without any care, without any cleaning, and they continue to go bang every time you squeeze the trigger. As well as all of the normal features that we expect to see on a POF-USA rifle, there are a few extras in the Revolution. We've got the Tomahawk charging handle, and man, this thing is as comfortable as it is nice looking. And we also have the ability to regulate the tension between the upper receiver and the lower receiver with this new bushing that was added in the lower itself. If you like a gun that is loose, that comes apart very easy, you can do that. you can adjust it way, way, way down. If you like your rifle to be very, very, very tight, doing the things that some of the aftermarket accessories that we add in here, like the wedges and some of those things do, you can turn that out a little bit, and that's going to give you that much more pressure, give you that much tighter of a firearm. That's enough yakking for one session. I apologize for being a little bit long-winded, but it's a pretty exciting platform to talk about, and I'm really excited to go over it extremely in depth in the near future. If we can ever get Mother Nature to cooperate, I promise it will be worth it. I'm going to put a few rounds down range. I can't come here and not shoot. I've got a shoot steel target down there that is accessible, and I'd like to, at the very least, pound a magazine of rounds into that target. You gotta love that. I absolutely love that. I love those shootsteel.com targets. I've used to shoot a little bit of steel back in the day, but typically they were homemade, falling plates and things like that. Having these things out all year long is the only thing that's really saved me, especially this winter, because the long range hasn't been even remotely accessible for several months. And at least for trying things, testing things, getting some first impressions, function testing, we've got steel all the way out to 400 yards, and they sit there year round. All I do is paint them up and clean them up once in a while, and they work great. So those are a lot of fun. If you don't have any yet, check them out. I'll have a link to the shootsteel.com people in the description below this video as well. As far as the Revolution is concerned, I know there are probably more questions than there are answers at this point. If you want to ask those questions in the comments below the video, I'll try to address everything. And the next one that I want to do is absolutely take this down and go over it piece by piece and answer as many of those questions as we can. I hope you enjoyed this short update on the POF-USA Revolution. If you did, please click like, share us with your friends in your vast social media universe, subscribe to the channel if you don't already, and until next time, have fun and be safe. Oh, and if you like this sweatshirt, one of the organizations I belong to, it's called Gun Owners of Maine, and we've been able to do some incredible, amazing things in our state legislature. We'd be happy to talk with you about helping in your states as well. We even passed the granddaddy of all of them. We have constitutional carry here in the state of Maine, thanks in large part to the efforts of these Gun Owners of Maine guys. They make some really cool t-shirts and jackets and hats and hoodies and stuff and sell them to raise money to help us with our efforts. I'll put a link to Gun Owners of Maine below the video as well.